Hey, I'm Joel with Power Stance Import Export, and thanks for checking us out. This is a video for an eBay listing, but if you happen to stumble across it through a random YouTube search or suggestion and you have any questions about these vehicles, don't hesitate to give us a call at the number listed above, or you can find us online at powerstanceimport.com. Also, Instagram, Facebook, this YouTube channel, or even the eBay store at Power Stance Import Export. We are the largest supplier of Land Rover Defenders in Michigan and most of the Midwest, and we're a licensed used car dealer located right here in Oxford, Michigan. Thanks for watching. Hey folks, and up for sale today we've got a beautiful 1997 Land Rover Defender 110 5-door county station wagon in Rioja red. Now this is a UK import, so it is right-hand drive. It has been legally imported. It's now located here in Oxford, Michigan, and comes with a clean, clear Michigan title. So let me walk you around the vehicle and I'll show you the inside, the outside, the underside, and we'll take it for a test ride. So this is the 300 TDI. 4-cylinder turbo diesel, and this vehicle does come with some paperwork, but there's a lot of things on here that I see that aren't included in the work history. Like this is a new radiator, that's a new intercooler, there's a bunch of new hoses under here, new hardware. EGR is still in place. That can be removed for a few more MPGs and a little bit more HPs as well. Under the bonnet here, looking really clean and original. The footwells are in great shape. There's a new looking, really clean looking bell housing. So this engine may very well have been completely rebuilt. I do know it's had a new cylinder head and gasket and clutch in the last couple years. But as you can see, that block looks really clean. So pretty safe to say it's been rebuilt. And the bulkhead, again, very good original shape. Factory sticker still there. This has not been painted or repaired. Usually where they get rusty is down in there. And as you can see, the footwells are in really good shape. So this is a very clean original Defender. Tiny little bit of rust up here under the bonnet where they normally get pretty rusty. But other than that, she's a true survivor. A little bit of clear coat failure here on the wings, but as you can see, she's been washed many times. Lots of little memories left there in the paint, we'll call them. Beautiful set of Geoland or Yokohama's 5-spoke Defender Boost alloys, and these are stock size, I believe. 235/85 R16s, and good looking set of outriggers. Tiny little bit of surface rust on here, but they're all in decent shape. Moving around here to the driver's side, again, bulkhead corners, beautiful shape. Tiny little rust bubble right there, but these are original bulkheads, and you can tell there's no overspray or paint on this seal here. So I'm fairly confident this is the original paint, and the bonnet's in beautiful shape as well. Just some clear coat failure a little bit, and you could probably get away with applying some of that wipe on clear coat, and it would probably make it look great. I'm not going to do that to cover anything up, but it's possible that could spruce this truck up really nicely, quickly, easily. We do have original carpet, original seat covers in here, beautiful shape. Now we do have 167,000 miles on the odometer. And moving along here, Alpine white roof, and the doors are in lovely shape as well. So these are original too, I believe. Tiny little bit of rust here on the bottoms, but I don't see any repairs. Actually, that might be a little bit of paint right there, a little drip, but these doors are in beautiful original condition. Door cards are great as well. Sills are good. A little bit of wear and tear from getting in and out of the vehicle, but they're not all rusted out. So these could be galvanized sills from factory. A little bit of a repair here in this corner. Tiny little bit of corrosion there. The decals are sun faded, so they no longer have the county badge, very visible. You can kind of see it right there. And the Defender badge on the side, that's sun faded as well. But it's a very good sign that this is all original. A couple little touch-ups here in the corner, some corrosion there, but the corners are in really good shape. Cappings also very good shape, no rust on the cappings. Sliding side windows are in good shape as well, and the seals on the Alpine windows are good. Rear windows, same shape. I don't see any dry rotting or cracking in these seals, so that's a good sign. Tiny little bit of corrosion here around the hinges and on the top, on the hardtop. This appears to be a new rear door. You can kind of tell that the paint is a very slightly different shade than this Rioja red, I believe. And again, I welcome your comments if this is not Rioja red. I believe it is. But the door is new and in beautiful shape. Door card as well in the back. We've got seating for 6 small adults or children. 6 seat belts as well. And all the trim pieces for the county are in place. So looking real tidy on the interior. No, Siri. Okay. Bulk, our rear cross member, beautiful shape. This has been replaced. So you can see right here, that's where it was cut and welded, and got a beautiful fresh coating of rust proofing on the chassis, and we'll get underneath the vehicle later. Corners are in good shape, rear corners. Same story on the passenger side, capping's all good. Tiny little bit of corrosion on the hardtop and a little bit here on the rear. A little bit around the door here, but doors again are original and in very good original shape. So that looks like new paint here, so this could have been repaired. A little bit of paint on the lower seal there, but all in all, pretty decent shape. Pretty solid original metal there. Side steps are pretty beefy. Those could also double as rock sliders almost. They're pretty heavy duty. And again, passenger door, beautiful shape. Yeah, a little bit of a repair here. But all in all, really good shape for the doors. And here's some of the work history. A bunch of MOT certificates and cylinder head work and stuff like that, and clutch all in here. Won't go over that, but that comes with the vehicle. Original carpet set as well. 2 speakers up front, AM/FM radio, and same story on the front passenger side. A little bit of clear coat failure here on the upper side of the wings, but bulkhead corners in beautiful shape. Footwells super solid, and again, there's the bottom of your footwells right there. I see some original factory paint on the footwells, so those are in decent shape. And then your front outriggers, a little bit of a patch right there, but super solid. Aftermarket springs, and I believe this vehicle has been lifted maybe an inch or two, definitely in the rear. As you can see, we've got dual springs in the rear, heavy duty, so it does sit up a little higher, but if you're going to carry 6 people on the back, it can definitely handle it. All right, so let's get underneath the vehicle. Well, actually, let's start her up first, and then we'll get under it, and then test drive. Okay, so we do have an immobilizer on here as well, and a little bit of a remote that you can take off and carry with you. Just press that button, it fires right up. Fuel gauge is working, temperature gauge working, clock, I don't know if that's working, radio's working. All right. Running very smooth, very quiet for a 300. And no smoke out of the tailpipe either. Running super clean. Okay. Okay, starting off here in the rear, here's a good look at the rear cross member. Everything looks super solid under here. It has been replaced in the past, so I see some new hardware on the rear control arm, and then some new end links and bushings there. And on the suspension as well, those shocks look new. Springs, again, those are aftermarket with an inner and an outer spring for a little bit extra capacity. That A-frame ball joint looks newer as well. I can see a little bit of zinc coating left on that nut, so that's in good shape. We don't have any clunking and gear shifts, so that's in good shape. Calipers, dust covers are all in place, and rear end axle looks nice and dry. I don't see anything leaking there. Okay, on the driver's side here's a look at the well, the shocks don't look brand new, but the hardware on the bottom definitely looks newer, so those have been replaced recently. There's another look at the chassis. Pretty decent shape. Again, a new coating and rust proofing on there. Control arm bushings look good. I see a new pinion seal there on the axle, on the rear axle, so that's nice. Drive shaft looks pretty original, but seems to be in good shape. There's your U-joints as well. Rear A-frame, chassis, and then we got a new center cross member there as well that looks galvanized. And then there's a good look at your transfer case, and I don't see anything dripping off of there, so that's a good sign as well. Okay, here we are on the passenger side. Again, there's a little bit of dirt there on the chassis covering up the shock mounts, but they're in pretty decent shape. Wheel wells, control arm bushings. There's a an outrigger there for the rear tub, and then your middle outrigger here. A little bit of England left right there, and middle outriggers look pretty good. Battery box looks fantastic. Actually, there's some original paint on the battery box. That's a great sign. This has not been abused or left to rot. So battery box is in original beautiful shape. Chassis looks good front to back. There's the front outriggers, and look at the transfer case from this side as well. Looks pretty dry. Okay, and up front, swivels look beautiful. Those are new seals, or newer seals. Nothing leaking out of the swivels. There's your front shocks. There's no play in the steering really, so this ball joint is most likely in really good shape. It doesn't look brand new, but it's doing its job. There's the bottom of the motor. That is in beautiful shape. I see a new seal on the oil pan, and the oil pan looks lovely, nice and clean. There's the bottom of the motor, so that's looking beautiful. And same story on the passenger side, swivel seals in good shape. Steering arm ball joints, shocks and springs up front. Front dumb irons look great. No rust there either. So all in all, pretty decent shape under here. Other than the rear cross member being cut and replaced, the chassis is in beautiful shape. And we did have a small patch on that front outrigger over there. But other than that, beautiful shape. Okay, so let's take it for a spin down the road, go through the gears and all that good stuff. And one of the last beautifully warm sunny days here in Michigan before fall starts. So sun's out, guns out, you know what I mean? Anywho, this is just an all-around beautiful Defender. I love the color. It's kind of a burgundy, and it's in beautiful shape. Runs and drives great. Good price point as well, and it's been maintained. And as you can see, the interior, it's super clean, so you can tell this thing was just used a little bit off-road here and there, and taken good care of. Well, good. So anyways, she's a beaut. Let's see how she drives. There's first gear, second gear. No clunking in the gear changes or in the gearbox. Super solid clutch. And pretty quiet suspension as well. And we got the window down, so you know, it's really not that loud. It's actually pretty quiet. Being in the county with all the carpet and everything definitely helps quiet things down in here. But even at 167,000 miles, it still runs fantastic. And again, I really believe the engine's engine's been at least refurbished, if not completely rebuilt, with all the new parts on there and as clean as it looks. Pretty safe to say that's not the original engine. So we're in 4th gear here, going uphill, no struggle at all. I'm gonna downshift into 3rd gear. And we'll accelerate through 3rd gear. That's 30, 40, 45 miles an hour. 4th gear at 45. We're not gonna go too fast here. School's just getting let out. And there's 5th gear. Okay, so we'll come to an abrupt stop here. Test out the brakes. Okay, beautiful. No pulling right or left. And no shaking in the steering wheel. No squeaking in the brakes at all. So we will flip her around here in the parking lot. Hit a couple potholes while we're at it. All right, so let's take her through the gears one more time. And usually this is where I back up, but it's kind of busy right now, so I'm just gonna show you reverse right here. There's reverse gear, working perfectly. Again, gear shifts are nice and smooth. No clunking or grinding out of the gearbox. So let's go through the gears again. There's 1st gear, 2nd gear, 3rd gear. Engine runs super smooth. No smoke out of the tailpipe. So it's stock. There's no boost pin. Nobody's messed with the fuel pump. It feels like it's completely stock, and there's no custom work going on the engine at all. So very stock, very original. Runs as it should right from the factory. Just an all-around good running Defender. All right, thanks for watching.